Hello students, this video will cover how to add a face and clothing or texture to your sprite character. So I do want to focus a little bit on examples for full body or portrait animation or characters. So just a little bit of information as you're designing your character. The key thing to know is that if it's a full body picture, you're going to be limited in how much information you can put into your character. If it is a close-up portrait and the size of the head is larger, you'll actually be able to put more details into your artwork. So in these examples, if you are doing a full body sprite, you're going to have to really simplify the eyes, nose, and mouth, versus if you're doing a portrait, you'll have more room to do, contouring of the face or eyebrows and eyes. So this video is going to focus on the techniques for both, and then just kind of some general information about clothing and stuff like that. So with that, let's get into Piskel, and I'll get into my Frida portrait that I started last week. All right, so if you have been following along, you have created a general character and you have filled it with a solid color. At this point, I'm going to now go in and add details. Some people like keeping an outline. Other people like removing or replacing the outline with a general skin tone color. If you're going for a look, if you're short on pixels, I would highly recommend that you replace the outline with just like a darker shade of, tone. So I'm going to just pick up the skin tone and then make it a tiny bit darker. And then using this paint all pixels black, I'll just click up one black pixel and it kind of replaces all the colors. I can then, if I want to, revise it. I might actually just choose that skin tone color and then just paint all of them that tone and then just kind of go in and revise it a little bit more. I could also erase it by just right clicking because I have a clear transparent here. So now I just erased it by clicking right. That is your technique. It's up to you whether you want to do it that way. I like doing it that way because it's easier. The ending animation looks nicer. So because this is a full body portrait, I'm really gonna have to reduce the amount of information down. Now I do have onion skinning on, but it's really going to be impossible to see where the picture is and see where the eyes are in this. So I am going to just have to improvise. All I can do is use this as kind of a guide for where the hairline is and where the eyes are. So I'm going to use the mirror brush or the mirror pen with a darker tone of skin. I might go all the way to full brown to just get the eyebrows and then the eyes. So because this is a full body picture, I can't do a lot of details in terms of wrinkle lines and those kind of things. So I will kind of do two eyes. And then for the lips, one of the signatures of this character is that she has red lipstick on. So I will kind of do maybe a very simple mouth. If anything, I could do kind of just 4x4. That's almost too big. So I think that is the simplest I can get. However, if you look at the picture, which I'll put up to the right, she's kind of looking to the side. So I can, just replace these and kind of move the eyes slightly to the right, my black, so that it looks potentially like she's looking in one direction. Let's get white and do a little pupil. I may or may not even be able to do a nose, but the eye that might be all I can do for a nose, is like 2 lines for a bridge. I might want to kind of scooch the eyes a little bit more. And to do that, I'll use this shape selection tool. And I can kind of select the eyebrows, hold the shift key and pop them over one, enter, move that pixel over, move this one over. And now it looks kind of like her eyes are turned a little bit. And I'll just fill in those missing parts with a little bit of, the regular skin tone. She's missing hair at this point in time, so I do think the hairstyle is going to be really nice. So I'll get a dark brown, and kind of do a hairline here, and maybe come down a little bit more around the ear, and then just pick up a little here. And I'll pick the skin tone color and I'll just make it a little darker to do the neck. Oh, I accidentally clicked. Do a little bit of this neckline here and add here. And now I'll kind of pick up that red and just touch up this little spot that's missing. So I feel like I know that this is a very simplified face, but if you zoom out, it does look like a person. It's just, again, this is because this is a low res file. You really are limited in what you can do, especially with these full body portraits. So I might just have kind of like the nose just be a line. Or 2 lines for the nose, so it has a little nose. And next I'll just think about things like shading or those kind of things in the picture. There is, some ripples here and some texture lines in here. The easiest way to do that is to kind of take whatever color you have and then just make it a little darker. And then with your pen tool, you can kind of draw those texture lines. If you want to experiment, there's a tool here called Lighten, but it also will do darkening. If you look at the top, it says on my Mac, it's Command to darken. So I can use that to kind of darken specific lines. I might even make it bigger to kind of just darken some specific areas. And I have kind of, I'll just show you more on it looks more pronounced on the pink, how it's looking so far. I feel like, I do need to touch up where I removed the lines, but that is a simple fix to just pick up these colors and just do an outline. I'll speed up the video for this part because it's kind of repetitive. And meet you back here in a couple of seconds and we'll go into the portrait face. All right, so I've got, my full body portrait. I do want to just kind of demonstrate how I would do eyes and nose or mouth if I had a little more room. So I do have my larger version of Frida here. And so the nice part about having more room to work with is instead of doing an eye where it just is like 6x6 or 3x2 pixels, I actually have room to get a little bit of the contour of the eyes and eyebrows, which is super important, especially in, Frida's case. So I can use the reference picture here to just figure out where the placement is. So I will, draw an eyebrow, wrong color, with a darker brown. I'll think about going up and down, and then up and down. And then I even have room to do a separate eye. So she's kind of like looking, I'll do a straight line, and then I'll even be able to do some of the white part of her eye, kind of down and up. And I'm adding like a little bit of the white part too. It's not really in there. I might, just add a pupil. She's looking to the side, so not there, but kind of like here. And then I'll even have more room for like the nose bridge. So using that same dark brown, I'll add more of her bridge to her nose. The nice part, like I was saying, is that because you have more room, you can actually get more of the iris of the eye in there. I can do both lips instead of just one line for lips. So I'll even pick up that same red and do, try to get a little of the angle of her eye, or not of her eye, of her lips. And right now she looks a little concerned. So I feel like let's add a little bit of definition to like having two lips. And if you don't like it, or it's too, I feel like that's just too angled. I was just hitting undo to go backwards a little bit. There is a tool here for just drawing straight lines. You can do a little bit of a line and then just lighten it a little and add top lip and bottom lip. And then I still don't like this. Let's just make this more of a symmetrical lip. I feel like I'm trying to get too much of a tilt than I can. So let's just do straight line. And I feel like I got a good pose. I might want to extend her eyebrows a little bit. I also am noticing, looking at her hair, that her hair actually kind of goes underneath the back of her ear here. And I might want to think about like what are, the essential characteristics of this character. I've got her red scarf, but things to think about in terms of texture. Maybe you add some of the folds of the texture. So you can do that by just shading. So you can pick your red, make it a little darker, and then just go in and try and show a little of that wrapped, kind of folded texture to it. She's also wearing a little earring here, so maybe I pick up a little gold yellow and put an earring here in her ear. It doesn't have to be much, like 1 or 2 pixels. And I think she's also wearing a purple head wrap, so like a dark wrap here. And I might make this a little bigger, like 4 pixels tall, and just kind of go in. Put a little wrap on it, and I'll just erase this. Oh no, not fill the background. Erase these here, kind of show you. But if I zoom out, you get a good sense of the details. I feel like the face is a little off, so I might want to kind of erase a little of this edge and then move the hair down a little lower so it's not so high. So the easiest way to do that would be to select it with this lasso kind of tool. And then when I can just press shift and just move the whole thing down a little and hit enter. And that kind of moved her hairline down. If anything, you can also just redraw. I'm trying to, let me get a little of that brown up here. You can just kind of redraw the hairline a little bit lower to kind of get it more in the right spot. But I feel like I have a good, pretty good character to animate. And that is the steps for drawing the face and shadows to your character. Key thing for this weekend, or just to finish up this assignment, is to add some sort of expressive face and then to add some sort of texture or detail into the clothing. I hope everybody's safe and well and have a great day.